Hey guys, welcome back to the course. In the last video, we had worked on this, download progress model UI functionality. But let's see the app completely what we had done so far. So we had worked on this home screen along with this image card. Okay, there we are having a download icon, share icon, copy image, and the like icon. After that, we have also created work on this discover screen. Okay, and we have also work on this like screen. Okay, the next task which we're gonna work on, that is called download functionality. Okay, so this in this video we are focusing on download functionality, downloading a file using the URL. Okay, so download the image functionality, how it's gonna flow look like. To download any file, first we have to invoke the permission, like we have to ask the permission from the user to allow the to write the file on the storage. Okay, so we have to ask the permission from the user. Okay, and once the user allow the permission, we could able to download the images. Okay, so now we're gonna make a function. So first of all, if you see this is our image card component. Okay, so let me make it. Okay, how we can find the code? Let me close all the file. Let's collapse all the file. Here you can see app.tsx, and inside the here we are having a home screen. So let's go to the home screen. Inside the home screen we are having one component that is called image card component. So let's figure it out. Yeah, here we are having image card component, and here we are passing the image URL and the prompt. Okay, and now let's go to the image card component quickly. So I'm just clicking on this image card. Okay, so we are inside the image card component. Awesome. Now here, if you see this, here we are, this is a model which is like we work on the last video, the model functionality. Now here, if you see this, we are having one icon like download outline, and here we're gonna add work on the functionality. So I'm gonna add a on press fun event, and I'm gonna add a handle download. Okay, I just create a handle download function. Okay, now on this function, whenever user click on handle download, it will call a function, right? So for that, I'm gonna create one function quickly, name as a handle download. Okay, so let's create a function quickly, const handle download. After this, it's gonna look like this. So now I'm gonna just add a console.log to understand that the function is triggering I am from download. Okay, we will add the logic later, but let's check it out right now. Now I'm gonna just reload the app quickly. Now let's check it out. That is working. So I'm gonna click on one download. So you can see that on the console, the function is triggering. Awesome. Now to download the functionality, what are the steps we have to do? As I mentioned on this, on this fine. First, we have to ask the permission. So ask the permission. Okay, and once the user allow the permissions, we're gonna download the file with the help of one package. That package is called React Native Blob util. Download the file using React Native Blob util. Okay, React Native Blob util. All right. So first, let's understand about the permission. How we gonna ask the permission? So the first permission which we need, that is called write permission. Okay, so write external storage permission and write. So I just Google it, and let's go there, and here you can see a read and write permission storage notebook. Okay, we can ignore it for now. So let's go here, and we have to use one permission. So we can copy this, we have to go inside the write manifest direct. Okay, let's do one thing. Now we have to add this permission. Okay, so I'm just copy this, trying to find that permission write.manifest.xml somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna go on here, React Native permissions. Okay, and here you will see one example of permissions. So quickly I'm gonna just add a one code. Where is that? All right, so we are not able to find it. So what I can do, I can write it manually. So to add the permission, which permission we want, that is called write external storage. So we have to go inside Android directory. Inside Android, we have go to the app. Inside the app, click on source, and inside source, click on main. Okay, and there you will find one file that is called Android manifest.xml. Okay, here we're gonna add one permission. So you can see that we had already allowed the permission to access the internet. We're gonna allow another permission that is called write external storage. So I just copy this line of code above, and here we're gonna add a permission called dot write. Okay, we are not getting suggestion. Okay, let me copy this somewhere, maybe on this article. I will find. Okay, so now what we have to do, you have to search React Native permissions. Once you search React Native permission, you will find this website, permission Android. Click on this website. Once you open this, once you come up on this website, you have to scroll down, and here you will find one permission that is called write external storage. Okay, so just copy this. Once you copy this, just add it here like this. Once you're done with the changes, just reinstall your app by pressing the A. So I'm just reinstalling my app. Now after this, they were telling that how we can access the permissions. Okay, so they are mentioning that okay, on the top they had given an example as well. You can see that request camera permission, right? So we're gonna make a same something like this. So this is the inspiration code which gonna help us. So for that we're gonna create one quick function, like, so I'm gonna just copy this whole code. Okay, you guys, what you have to do, you have to copy this whole code, this function code. So I'm gonna just copy this code. Okay, I just copy this function. You can see const request camera permission. So I'm just copy this function. So you have to copy this function. Okay, now once you copy this function, go back to your code base. So I had done the changes. I just added this permission called write external storage. After this, I'm just collapsing this. Okay, and I'm gonna close all the files. Now after that, go to the source, and inside source I'm gonna create another file that is called utils. I'm gonna create one directory called utils, and inside this I'm gonna create one file called index.js, and here I'm gonna just paste this function. Okay, now what permission do we have to ask for the user? So we're gonna ask a request. Instead of camera, we're gonna ask a request write permission, request write storage permission, request write storage permission. Okay, so we are requesting a write storage permission. After that, we have to import the permission request, permission invite. So you have to import the permission invite from the React Native. You can copy this function from the here as well, the permission invite from the React Native. After that, what is next? So here it's asking for permission invite to camera. I have to ask the permission for what? Dot write external storage. So we can see example here. What you have to do, you have to scroll down, and for the write external storage, where is that? Yeah, right, you have to copy this and add it here like this. Okay, now after this, you're gonna update this. We're gonna ask cool photo app camera permission. So we're gonna tell that dream AI a storage permission, external storage. Cool photos app needs to access your camera. So we're gonna tell that dream AI, something like that. The user will get prompt dream AI needs access to your storage to download to check. So you can say autumn pictures, but we're gonna make that to download the pictures, to download the pictures. So we're gonna show that a button ask me later, button negative cancel, and button positive okay. Okay, so the user will see a 3 button. Okay, now after that, once user guaranteed the permission, so we will say that permission invite dot result. So we'll see that permission, we can see you can write the file, you can write the file, or you can use the storage. For now we're gonna just console it. You can use the storage, and we're gonna say that storage permission denied. Okay, and if something error come up, just be consoling it. Okay, so what we had done, let me explain you. We had, first of all, inside the invite.manifest.xml, we had added this permission as a write external storage. After that, we had created one function called request storage permission. This is a async function, you can see that, and we are having const guaranteed this equal to await permission invite.request. Here we are having passing this write external storage, and we are having a title and the message, button neutral, button negative, and button positive. Once you use the permission, we are just consoling that you can use the storage, else we are consoling this. Okay, now after this I'm gonna just export this function so I can use it inside my inside my component. So I'm just exporting this function. Okay, now let's go to the source and let's go to the screen, and inside this home screen we are having an image card component. Let's go to the image card component, and here we are having a function called handle download. So let's copy this function, and I'm going to press Ctrl plus space to import this function. Okay, so whenever user click on handle download, we are calling this function. Okay, now let's check it out. So I'm going to open my terminal and let's click on download. Okay, so I just click on download, and you can see that we are getting as a storage permission denied. Okay, so this is a catch with the emulator. Like every time if you see this, we are getting a storage permissions denied. It should ask a pop-up, right? What is the thing is happening, right? You should be like thinking, why bro, like we had done everything perfect. So if I tell you that this one is article, they have mentioned that they are telling that read and write external storage is not working in my app. I want to get user permission to read and write it on external storage. I put like everything is user doing correct. So they are telling that in Android API greater than 3023, you need to request permission on time. Okay, if you are doing a greater than 3023, then only, and if it's less than that, you don't have to. Okay, and another people are there telling that if I scroll down, read and write permission for storage gallery uses for marshmallow above. Okay, so there's one catch. Like a lot of people that are telling that you can only access this write permission. Like you have to only ask for the write permission if it's greater than 33 kind of, like if its platform that version is greater than 33. Okay, otherwise by default you have to return true. I know it doesn't make sense a lot of you, because whenever we are asking for permission, so the result is coming now. What is result coming? Let me console it. So if I console if permission dot result for now, so I just add a one console here, and let me move it here on the top. So if I show you that here we are just consoling the permission Android. So okay, guaranteed. Okay, not this one. I'm gonna console this. Okay, let me remove this console. So whenever the user will trigger this function, okay, await permission, so we're gonna get a console, right? We're gonna see a result of console.log guaranteed. So I'm gonna just add a guaranteed value, and let's check it out. This what you guys are getting. So okay, now I'm gonna just click on this download icon. So you can see that it's granted never ask again. Okay, never ask again. That's a catch, right? Because you would not able, like if it's like never ask again, so you can't invoke a function, like you can't open the permissions. So to handle this edge case, what we can do to handle this edge case, so here we're gonna do one thing. Okay, what we're gonna do here in the try block, we're gonna check that if platform dot version is lesser than 33. Okay, if platform that version is lesser than 33, then you have to just return true. Okay, what does it mean? Let me explain you. It means that if platform dot version is less than 33, if SDK is less than 3, then you have to just add a no permission required, no permissions required for Android 30 and less than that. Okay, this is the thing. So if it's we are adding a cache, like we are adding a one if block kind of, so it will just return the code. So the same thing is happening with my emulator. So it's like it's lesser than 33 kind of, and that's why we are adding this block of code. Okay, so let me again reload this, and yeah, we're having a try block, and we are having checking that if it's less than equal to 33, then done to anything. Okay, storage permission denied. Oh, that's weird. Why we are consoling this? Why? Okay, let's do one thing. I think every time like never ask is coming, like I was also finding like never ask again. This is the things is happening, right? Never ask again, right? External storage in React Native. Okay, we are getting this error, right? So if I show you that, and they are telling that what they are telling. Let me open this article, both one quickly. So you can see that I'm able to request permission for storage. It's always written never ask again. So what they are telling that I'm facing the same issue. So turns out that if you target SDK 33, you don't need to ask permission. They are telling that if it's target 33, then you don't have to ask for permissions. Okay. Yes, in invite 30, no permission is needed. Okay. So they are telling that if platform.constant.release is greater than 33, then you can start recording. Like if it's greater than 33. So if it's greater than 33, all right. Okay, let me see more example. They are telling that. So this is how you guys have to debug it out. And yeah, you can see that if device version greater than 33, then you can see that granted they are just if greater than equal to 33 platform dot okay device version. Okay, they are finding this device version. So let me try device info. So how we can get the device info? Okay, let me try device info. Okay, we are not having this parameter, so we're gonna use something else. Okay, device version, device input or the system. Okay, let's scroll down more. Device version greater than 33. Okay, okay, let me try once more. Why device info is not coming up? Oh, I think it's not in our system. Okay, if it's greater than equal to 33, if it's greater than equal to 13, then you don't have to ask for permission, right? So platform request permissions. Okay, let's me scroll down. We can find something else. Okay, let's see, check it out this article, this media, this this article. So they have mentioned that a platform that version that is greater than 33. So let me try this article, copy this, and let me paste it here again. Okay, and we're gonna just try and let's console the what is the platform that version of myself as well, so I can understand what the value I'm getting it. Okay, so yeah guys, this is how you have to debug it. Like this is how you have to test your app. Okay, so I just reload the app and now let's click on download. So you can see that my platform version is 35. So what is they are telling that if platform version is greater than 33, then you don't have to ask for permission as per this article. As per this article they are telling that. Okay, so yeah, so I will just adding this article to you guys as well in the readme.md. So if you guys are cloning this repository, this could help you out. Okay, for permissions. All right, so yeah, what we have done, so let me explain you. We are asking for permission, we are asking for request storage permissions. Okay, so we're gonna add a one const, is guaranteed. Okay, and we're gonna add a await as well, and we're gonna make this function as a async function. All right, now whenever the user will click on this function, we are calling this, like whenever the user click on download icon, we are calling this function handle download. After that we are requesting a write storage permission. There is one catch. If platform.version that greater than 33, it means you have to return true. It means that you don't have to ask for permission. Okay, and if it's lesser than that, then only in that scenario you have to ask for write external storage permissions, and if it's guaranteed, then return true. All right, else you have to return false. Okay, else you have to return false. It means that storage permission has been denied. Okay, now let's go to the image card component and let's check it out what value we are getting if we click on this. Are we able, like is guaranteed, or like is guaranteed or not? So I click on download icon, so you can see that it's guaranteed is true. Okay, now after this what we're gonna do, another thing that is called if. Okay, what is the next thing we're gonna do? Let's go to the index.js. Okay, so once we get the guaranteed, so we're gonna make it true, and if it's not guaranteed, so what we're gonna tell the user, let's suppose if a user is not guaranteed, so if user is not guaranteed, so here we're gonna show the alert to the user. We are not able to test it out because I'm pretty sure we are not able to test it out. So we're gonna make the alert, and we're gonna tell that permissions denied. Okay, permission denied. And we're gonna another add a description. You need to allow storage permission to download photos. Okay, and after that we're gonna have a one text. That text will be what? That text will be kind of my bad. That is gonna be look like this. Let me make it text, and text will be what? Okay, and we're gonna return false. So how we can test it out, let me show you. Now I just click on true. Okay, let me comment this line of code so we can, it will exceed, in the next line of code. So I'm just commenting this line of code to just show you how it's gonna look like. I just click on this. Okay, so you can see that permission denied. You need to allow storage permission to download photos if the user has not allowed the permissions. Okay, so I'm just making and commenting this code for now. Okay, now let's go back to the image card component. So this is how we request for a permissions. This is one of the most important things of this lecture, of this course as well. So once we get the permissions, what is next thing? Okay, and let's go to the again request storage, write storage permissions, and let's suppose on the catch, if something error come up, okay, something unexpected error come up, so we can also have show the user alert, and we're gonna show that the first title will be error. We're gonna tell that there was an issue requesting storage permission, please try again. Okay, we can show something like this, and we're gonna have a one text as well. So it's gonna be like text. We're gonna show that okay only for now, and when the user click on okay, it will went to the false, and we're gonna return the false if it's any error come up. Okay, so let me try to understand this code base quickly for you, because this is the soul of this code base. So we had created one function that is called request write storage permission. Inside this code base, first we are checking that if platform that version is greater than 33, so you don't have to ask for permission. It means that if platform version is greater than 13, greater or equal to 13, you don't have to ask for permission. If it's lesser than 33, then you have to ask for permission. So we are asking for permission like this. Okay, and if it's guaranteed, so we are just returning it as true. Okay, and this code base, like you can find it out like for the inspiration purpose, you can find it from here. Okay, now after this, if it's guaranteed, so you can use the storage, else we are telling this one. After that, in the catch block, if any error come up, so we are telling that error there was an issue requesting storage permission, please try again. Okay, and as you know that we are returning a boolean value, so we are storing like is guaranteed, like we can have just one more simpler guaranteed variable. So if it's guaranteed is true, then we will download the file using the React Native Blob util. Okay, so now let's understand this. How can we download the file? Okay, to download the file, we have to use one package that is called React Native Blob util. Okay, so let's go to the browser and search what npm I, my bad, let's close this tab, search npm I React Native Blob util. Okay, I just search it, and let me open this. As you can see that this is one of the best package to download the file. Okay, let's try to understand this. So a project committed to making file access and data transfer easier and more efficient for React Native developers. Okay, so I'm gonna just click on this copy, and let's go back to the terminal, and let me open my terminal. I'm gonna just stop my server and paste this command. Okay, so it will install the React Native Blob util. So you can see that they have their given example. Android 10 introduced scope storage for storage. App no longer can create on directly on the storage or access file outside the app on directory. So Android has do a lot of changes regarding the privacy and so on. So every time they have also like maintain a very good this is the last published 4 acre. This is one of the best library is like totally manageable, like maintain from last 4 months. So we are done with this. Now let's install this package again, like let's rebuild our app. Now what we have to do, as earlier I mentioned, now we have to work on download functionality. Okay, now to download the image, first we need the image URL, right? So how we can get the image URL is, that we, whenever we are using this component, whatever place we are using this image card component, whatever place we are using this image card component, we are passing one object called item, and inside that item we are having an image URL as well. Okay, so here what we're gonna do, we want an image URL. Okay, so I'm gonna add a one variable const image URL. Okay, and we're gonna make this item dot item dot image URL. Let me copy this name, item dot image URL. Okay, now once we get the image URL, we have to define that where do you want to download this image, where do you want to download this image. So for that I'm gonna just make one picture directory like this, and we're gonna use React Native. Okay, React Native Blob. Okay, I'm not getting suggestions. React Native, oh my god. Okay, I'm getting suggestions. React Native Blob util dot fs. So I'm getting that. Inside the fs, go to the directory. You can see the fs dot directory, and there you can see a different directory: cache directory, recent directory, document directory, lib directory, movie directory, music, pictures. So I'm telling that to download this in picture directory. Okay, so I define a picture directory, and after that we get the picture directory. After that we're gonna make another variable that is called const file path. Okay, how is the, like, where we wanna store that and how it's gonna look like. So I'm telling that, bro, inside this picture directory, create create one file. Okay, so the file will be like, whatever the file it could be, it's gonna be, that's totally up to me. So I'm gonna just tell that download image. Okay, or it could be like dream AI, like whatever you can name it, but I'm just making it download image. And to make it unique identifier, so I'm gonna also add a date dot now. So whenever the user will download this, that will be that time, and we're gonna add a .png extension as well. So this is the file path gonna be look like our. Okay, so let me again explain you. So first we are getting the image URL. So let me console this image URL for now. So I just add a console image URL. Let me add a file path URL as well, and picture directory console as well, so we can understand it. Now let's click on this download icon. Once I click on download icon, so you can see that we are getting the image URL. We are having a picture directory, storage emulator, Android data. Inside my generate image AI, like inside this my project directory, we have created a picture directory. Okay, and inside this we are creating one file as well, download image. Awesome. Okay, so whenever we download a file now, as you can see that from the Android, they have come up with something. Android 10 introduced scope storage for apps. Scope storage means the app will be installed to your app directory. Okay, app no longer can create on directories directly on the external storage or access file outside the app's on directory with version. So there was some privacy concern, and that's why they, like, you can only access the app or download the file of your own folder of your own app scope, not outside the scope. Okay, does it make sense to you guys? Awesome. Now after this, they can see that you can see much more about this, and they have mentioned very well a documentation as well about this. Once you are done with this, the next thing is that we have to download the file. So let me remove this console. Let me remove this console as well, and this console as well. All right, now let's come up with the next thing, that is called, we're going to use the React Native Blob util React Native. Okay, let me find a one code snippet for you guys. So if you go to this directory, and here you scroll down, so you will see one very example. Okay, so let's scroll down. So you can see that request body add, like these all the things. It's very powerful package, but we're gonna see that the file would not be removed completely. File cache fetch .then .zip. This is downloading the zip file. Okay, now scroll down, config fetch, and I think we're gonna use this. So we're gonna use this code snippet. So for now, let's go to the code and download the file. We're gonna use React Blob util. Okay, and after that, we're gonna add a dot. We're gonna use a config. As you can see that they have defined a config, and inside the config function like this, we're gonna define a path. Okay, the path will be a file path. Okay, so the file path we had already defined. Bro, you have to download this file at this file path. Got it? Now after that, we're gonna use another extension, like another keys property, that is called append extension. So whenever we download a file, you have to append the extension as a png. Okay, it means that if you download a file, append a png extension. Okay, now after that, you have to make the file cache retro. Okay, so it will be a cache, like it will be cache as well. Okay, in the right, so it will be easily accessible. After that, the next thing is that we can have a notification as well. So we're gonna use add and write downloads, and here we're gonna use this parameter add and write downloads. I think you can see example as well. Let me search Google add and write downloads. You can see that when download, like whenever we add this property add and write downloads, so when downloading large file and write, so comments to use, so it will show you this kind of progress there. Okay, so that's why we are going to use this as well. So we're going to add this property add downloads manager, and inside this we're going to make use download manager as true. So the user will just see your notifications. So if you want to, I'm going to make notification as true, so the user will see a notification as well. After that, we're going to pass the path and we're going to pass the file path. Okay, now once we done with this path, the path we had passed the path. After that, we're going to add a description as well. Like we're going to have a description that downloading image, downloading image, downloading image. Okay, now after this we can have define a, like meme type. Like it could be, if I show you example, you can pass the meme type. The what is they are telling, optional but download optional but recommends is Android download will be failed when the URL does not contain file extension by default. The byte time will be text plain. The URL doesn't contain a file extension. So let's suppose if you are like having a file URL, and sometimes the URL doesn't have a type. The sometimes URL doesn't have a dot png dot something like that. So I'm just gonna define that URL will be that image or slash png kind of. Okay, now the next thing is that we're gonna make a media scannable. So media scannable, it means that Google Photos will also scan this project or get this project. Okay, so after this, let me collapse this and you can see this. Okay, so we had defined we have what we had done so far. Let me explain. First, we install the React Native Blob util package. Okay, as you can see that we had import that as well. After importing this, we are we are checking for, we are asking for permission await request to destroy permission. If it's not guaranteed, if it's guaranteed it's false, so we just return this function. Bro, you can't move further. Okay, if it's current, the user has not allowed the permissions, you can't download the file, right? So we are just moving it, and after that we are getting the image URL, and we are having a picture directory like react native blob util.fs.directory.picture directory. Inside that we are creating one file this with the download image and along with this current time.png. After that, to download the file, we are using this package react native blob util.config. There I define the path. This is the file path where you have to download the file, and you have to append the extension as a .png. After that, you have to also file cache true, and we're gonna use the add and write downloads manager. Basically, if you're downloading them any stuff, so you should show the notification on the top as well. Okay, and we had defined all this stuff. Okay, now after this, once we are done with this, the next thing is that we had just add the configuration. Okay, now after this we're gonna add dot fetch, and inside this fetch, if I show you the example here, dot fetch, you have to copy the get method because we want this image, so we're gonna write get. And the next thing is that you have to pass the image URL which you have to download. So let me copy the image URL file. So this is the variable which we're gonna use, image URL, and I'm gonna pass this image URL. Okay, Now after this we're gonna use dot progress. Okay, dot progress will be like return like progress stuff, like how how much download has been done. So we're gonna use a one parameter called interval. Interval will be we're gonna pass the interval as 100 for now, 100 second. And after that we're gonna have another parameter called receive, another callback. Basically it's a callback function which will tell you that received how much is downloaded and total how much total MB size. Basically this progress function will return the progress function will took two parameters. The first parameter is called interval. Okay, so we are passing an interval, and the second parameter is called callback function, which will return you like what is the size of the file, like how many file has been received and what is the complete size of the file. Okay, and after that let's hit enter, and here we're gonna get the percentage. We're gonna make the percentage. So how we're gonna make the percentage? It's too simple, like if you have a total number, okay, and if you had received the if you received, so we're gonna make like this math.float. Inside this we're gonna write like this: receive how much number you had received inside of total, okay, and into 100, just like this. Okay, received number divided by total into 100, that's all. Okay, so you will get the percentage, like percentage kind of. Okay, now after this, now we're gonna also store this percentage because we have to show on the front end side. So we're gonna also add the stage as well, add the state. So we will do it later. And after that we're gonna have a dot then function. Okay, now once we fetch the file, we have to do another thing that is called, okay, what we have to do next, we will get the response. Okay, now once we get the response, we're gonna set that we're gonna make that the download is true, like download is done, and we're gonna also make the progress as a 0 kind of. And we have to show that one thing, toast toast, my gosh, why are we not able, okay, toast and write, I'm being wrong, toast and write dot so, and I'm gonna show that image downloaded successfully, and we're gonna make a show it for sort, and toast and write dot sort. Okay, sort kind of. Okay, so this is all the stuff we're gonna do. And if something error come up, let's suppose if something error come up, maybe the user lost his internet, so we're gonna have a coach error block, and here inside this we're gonna sell that console.log right now error, something like this, and we're gonna just show the error for now. And after that at the last we're gonna make that we're gonna handle some state as well, so I'm gonna tell you later. But yeah, so after this, like now let's suppose, now if you're downloading the image, so we have to handle the state as well. All right, so I'm gonna make one state called is downloading. So let me create one state, const is downloading, const is downloading, and is downloading, set is downloading. Okay, and I'm gonna make it use state as a false. Okay, by default the it's downloading state will be false, and once you start downloading it will become true. Okay, so I'm gonna just copy this state name, and if the user allow the permissions, okay, and here we will start the permission, like set is downloading as a true. Okay, we are just making the set is downloading as a true, and once we here we will be done, like here will be done, right? Because once we get the response, we are making it false. Okay, is downloading will be false, and we're gonna make the catch block as well false, because if there is any error come up, bro, I will set that stop the downloading. Okay, now the next thing is that we're gonna work on that, like showing the progress percentage as well. So we're gonna create another state that is called const download progress, and we're gonna have a set download progress, and we're gonna make by default as a 0 for now. Okay, so I just make as a user state 0, and we're gonna make copy this down, set download progress, and here scroll down. So you can see that we are getting a percentage, right? So we're gonna add this as well. So I'm gonna make set download progress as a whatever the progress we are getting, right? So I'm gonna just add this percentage. Awesome. Now after this, let's try to see that does this really works. And also we have to sync up with this this model with our download functionality as well. So let's scroll down, and inside this model what we gonna do for now, you can see that visible property is false, right? If I make this visible property true, the model will get visible, right? You can see that. Awesome. Now here what I'm gonna do quickly, instead of making it is visible property, I'm gonna just make it is downloading. If it's is downloading is true, then just only you have to show this progress bar. Okay. And after that, if you see this text like width, so instead of having a width, so we're gonna make this a download progress. Awesome. Now let's click on download icon. Okay, and also I'm gonna add a console there as well to understand the download progress. So I'm gonna just console this download progress, and it's downloading state as well. So understand that what is the value coming up. So you can see that by default the value is download progress is 0 and is downloading state is false. All right. Now I'm gonna click on this download icon. So once I click on this download icon, you can see that image downloaded successfully, but download progress is still, it's become -0 and that's totally weird. Why? So I'm doing some mistake as well, I think. So math.flow, okay, we are doing math.flow, right? And after that what I'm doing is wrong. What do you think, guys? So I'm doing math.float. Okay, after that I'm checking that how much we received, divide by total into 100. Okay, that's a real calculation seems to be me. Okay, so I'm gonna again add a console. Okay, but if you see that we get the notification once the file get downloaded, and you can see that this file has been downloaded. So let me click on this file and let's able to see. Awesome. Now you can see that this file has been downloaded, but there's one catch. Now if I open my Google Photos, let me make it go home, and if you open the Google Photos, you will not able to see this image. Okay, because in Android they have introduced a new feature, new privacy. You can't see in the Google, right? So why? The reason behind that, due to privacy, you have to do something else. So if we go back to the article, so what they are telling that, which I already mentioned you, that that is called in Android 10 and 11 they have introduced a storage scope for apps. It means that the download file will be only available inside the scope. It means that inside the Android folder we create a project, right? Like it could be a dream AI. Inside that we are having a picture directory, so it will be on that scope. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to move to the external storage, so the Google Photos can access to that file, or the user can see on his gallery kind of. So for that, what we have to do, once the user download the image, we have to process image as well. Okay, so we have to copy the media to the storage as well. So for that, we're gonna make one function, copy to media store. Okay, but before doing that work, we have to fix this. Why this is not working? So I'm just adding a console received value and the total value as well to understand this. And let me click on again this total this download icon, and we still can't see any changes. That's fucking weird. Okay, now I just load the app, and I'm gonna click on this here download icon. So you can see that total is coming as a -1, and it's receiving as a 0. Why? That's a totally weird value. Okay, let me see. We're gonna have a progress. Inside .progress we are having a interval object, and after that comma received total we are having arrow function, and after that uh, I don't know why it's not working for now, but I would come up with something. Okay, for now, let's skip it for now. Why its progress is not working correctly. Okay, so I'm gonna just remove this and we will see it later. And I'm gonna just make this format. Okay, all right. Now the next thing which I mentioned you that it's not why it's not showing on the Google Photos. To fix that, we have to create one function, copy media to storage. Okay, so I'm gonna just create one function that is called copy media to store or media to storage. Okay, so for that we're gonna make a copy media to storage. Okay, so for that I'm just creating one arrow function quickly, and here what we need, we're gonna add a try catch block here, and inside this we're gonna have one things const result. We will create one value. Okay, before that we're gonna do one thing, react native. We're gonna use react native block util dot media collections. Okay, we're gonna use media collection dot copy to media store. Okay, so we are telling that bro, you have to copy this, copy the downloaded image to the media store, so that our gallery will have access. Copy to media store. After that we're gonna add a property. You know what will be name? The name will be a file name. The name will be file name. So we're gonna make this file name. Okay, file name. So we're gonna the name, then what will be downloaded file name. So I'm gonna just tell bro, make it file name, nothing else. Okay, and we're gonna after that we're gonna tell that what is the parent folder. The parent folder will be what? Parent. Okay, why it's not work? Okay, first of all we want to this function will need what? The first thing is right, that is called file path and the file name. Okay, file path means which file you want to copy to the gallery, and what is the file name you're gonna make it. Okay, so we pass the file path, and after that we need a parent folder. Okay, on which folder we want to create, on which folder you wanted to create this, you wanted to store this file. Okay, so we're gonna make a parent folder. Okay, and why it's like it's not okay? Argument, expect 3 argument but got 1. An argument media type was not provided. Okay, we're gonna provide that as well quickly. So parent folder is what? Parent folder will be dream. Okay, dream AI for now, dream AI. Okay, and after that we're gonna do another thing that is called meme type. Means what the file type could be, like what is the file type of this, this file path. So I'm gonna just make it image.png. It will be a image or png format. Okay, another after that we're gonna make if another thing that we're gonna use a download directory or another is needed. Okay, so after this comma we're gonna define a download directory. It means that if I just tell you, okay, if I just hover this, you can see that we have to pass the path. Okay, file data, file description, and another thing is that they need like media type and the path. Okay, so if I tell you much more detail about this function, so let's copy this function, let's go ahead and let's search it. So you can see that copies an existing file from internal storage to the media store. An example, downloading a file and storing to download collection. So if you wanted to store into download collection, okay, so you have to define a download. So it means that in the file manager, it will store on the download. Does make sense to you? And if you want to store in the IDO, image, video, you can define it as per requirement. Okay, so for now I'm just make it download directly, but yeah, you can come up with the image or anything, you can choose that, totally up to you. Okay, so I'm gonna just write as a download. After that you have to define the file path. What is the file path of that file? Okay, now once we done with that, we have to also use await. Okay, this needs to be await. It's a promise, like await expression only allowed with async function at the top. So we're gonna make it async function. Okay, so after that, this is you can see the file path is okay. We're gonna make this type as a string, as you know that it's TypeScript, and also we're gonna make this string for now. Okay, now once we done with this, we will show that we'll tell the user console.log file copy to the file, copy to the media store. All right, media store successfully. Okay, and if there is catch, if something error come up, so we can come up that console.log, we can add a console for now, or we can come up with something else. Fail to copy image, fail to copy file to media store. Okay, now once we are done with this, we're gonna call this function copy media to store. Okay, we're gonna call this function. So when I'm gonna call this function, I will call this functions here. Where we're gonna call this function once we are done with this all the stuff, once the file get downloaded, right? So for that, here you can see that we're gonna make it set is downloading as a false. Before that, we're gonna make this copy media to storage. Okay, copy media to store, we're gonna pass the file path, the first parameter. Another parameter is called file name. So we're gonna pass the same. You're gonna make a file path, but I'm just passing the name will be same as the file path for now. Okay, now after this, once we're done with that, we're gonna make that set is downloading as a false. Okay, and we're gonna show that we're gonna make the set is progress as a, again set is progress. Oh, we don't have progress. Okay, set download progress will again become 0. That's all I think. Okay, now let me reload the app, and we are done with this all the stuff, which is like a really quite bit complex functionality. Now, as you know that on the discover component, we are using this same component. Okay, so if I click on this download, this should work. So let me click on download. Okay, so you can see the downloading image 20% and image downloaded successfully, and we got the notification as well. Awesome. Now let me scroll down and let's check it out, this latest image. Okay, let me click on this. Okay, notification, and let me open the latest notification. Okay, let me see. You can see that the image had been downloaded perfectly. Now the next thing which we have to check, that does this down image copy to the external storage or not. Okay, so now let me open this Google Photos, and here you can see that our file has been downloaded successfully, which is looking really great, right? And you can see that one directory has been also created, Dream AI, and this is the first time in this course we are completing this. People has this is completely real world stuff. Okay, now if I can click on this download, you can see that downloading is 20% personality and so on. Okay, now has we not make it dynamic? Stop downloading image. Okay, let me make it this as well, dynamic download progress, and we're gonna make this what download progress. And yeah, now again let me try. Let's click on this. The progress is working, and this is only on 20%. Okay, which is returning a very weird value, but yeah, why it's got a stuck. Okay, let me reload this app quickly. So yeah, I think that's all, which is quite a big complex functionality, and which is really needs a very good number of research and so on. Download the image. Okay, so now let me summarize this whole stuff quickly for you guys, and which is crucial. If you're building any application, you might be gonna download the stuff, and you're gonna use this React and Blob util file package as well most of the time. So what we had done so far, first of all, we had created one function called enter download. So whenever user click on this, we're gonna call this function. Okay, so first of all, to download any file, we have to ask for permission to user. Bro, please allow me permission to download the file. So we are calling this function request write storage permission. So if you go this function, what we are doing here, first we are checking that if platform version is greater than 33, so it means that you don't have to ask for permission. Okay, after that, the next thing is that if permission is okay, if it's not, if it's it's greater than 33, then you have to ask for permission. So we are asking for permission, and there's all the things. Also, we had also this added this permission into the invite manifest.xml as well. Okay, so I think you're gonna ask a read write permission both, because to copy the file, so you're gonna need a read permission as well. Okay, so I think you're gonna add both permissions on the invite manifest.example. I think you should be adding a both. So let's add a both. Then here also you're gonna add the both permission read and write, because you're gonna copy the file to the media stores. Okay, so instead of having a request here, like we're gonna use request money permission, like you can see the example there as well. After that, once you're done with this permission, it will be like you're returning a boolean value if it's guaranteed, else we are returning a false. Okay, so if you're checking that if it's not guaranteed, then return the function, do nothing. Okay, after that we are finding the image URL, as this item consists of image URL. After that, we had created we went to the picture directory. Inside this picture directory, we are created one file path, like bro, inside the picture directory create one file, this file with this along with this name. After that, we are using this package react blob.config. We define the path, append extension, that is append extension as a PSP, and we define the add and write downloads with then this all that stuff. After that, we are having a fetch parameter, and we are just updating the download progress. And once we're done with this download functionality, we are copying media to the storage, because Android has restrict this policy, like you can't download the file to the internal storage or external storage. You have to download to the your scope, and after that you can move to the file to the media storage like this. So we are having like this react native media collection dot copy to media storage. We have defined this, and that's all I think so, guys. So yeah, we are done with a very used module and one of the most crucial part of applications, and you're gonna love it. Like you're gonna work on this kind of. So functional download image of functionality with React Native Blob util, which is like really a great milestone for you guys. So yeah, I think after this, let me introduce one more thing, guys. So if you're new, so please visit 0degreecoder.in. Here you would find a list of courses. Like we also work on like mobile app development, and you can publish your app on the Google Play Store, which we had just released this new course for you guys. So please support us buying. Like you can buy if you're from a USA or like from other part of country, you can buy this. If you're facing any issue, just let me know on this email, or like you can ping me anywhere. All right, so yeah, that's all in this video, guys. In the next video we're gonna work on the next feature. So yeah, that's all, guys. Happy coding. Thank you. Bye bye.